Well, it is a hazy afternoon here in Huntington Beach, California, where we bring you coverage from the World Beach Ultimate Championships. It is a fiery round here, quarterfinals between Germany and Great Britain, a European matchup in the California somewhat sun. I'm Katie Killebrew, joined here by Chris Mazer, and we are absolutely delighted to bring this matchup. These two teams know each other very well on grass, but maybe not so much on the beach, Chris.
Yeah, but they both brought a lot of firepower. These two teams are ready to go after it, and it's the first time that they're going to play this week. Right now, we are going to look at one of those stars on Team Germany, Wayland Lueder. Lueder leads the team in goals, but this is his first time playing on a Team Germany. He's come from a number of different places around the country where he's been playing locally, and he's thrilled to be here to represent his country.
Yeah, it is interesting on a team so full of superstars that other players are making an impact like that. Nasty grab in the end zone by Lueder.
Yeah, we saw him earlier this week as just a well-timed cutter downfield, really prides himself on getting as open as possible and loves to see some upside-down throws.
Yeah, Team GB, on the other hand, maybe leaning into their height. You can see there, number 22, Alex Greer, the current assist leader for Team GB.
Yeah, current assist leader in scoring some goals as well. Seems like what we're going to see from this GB team is a fair amount of balance across the board outside of Greer, probably taking a handful of the load on the throwing side of things. And that's what GB's really going to need to do. They need to get out of the one-on-one matchups and get into playing team ball.
Yeah, you can see there, this is the 3 seed and the 4 seed in the tournament matching up against each other. It's a very exciting quarterfinal round. The other 2 quarterfinals already been decided. The United States and France already punching their ticket into the semifinals tomorrow. And we're going to see which of these 2 teams, Germany or Great Britain, can make an impact and find their way into the semifinals here at World Beach Ultimate Championships. Dancing on the line as we wait for that poll to go up. That is number 5, Harry Ogden, the youngest player on GB Mixed.
Yeah, it's interesting that this Great Britain team, they came with some experience. This is not a young team. You know, we watched France play yesterday. Very young team with U17 stars and U20 stars. This GB team is going to have to lean on that experience and chemistry here if they're going to have a chance against a star-studded lineup on the Germany side.
While we wait for the poll, we'll come back in just a minute. Welcome back to the quarterfinal matchup in the mixed division. It is Germany starting on offense against Great Britain. Germany moving back and forth across the field using the full width. Gross. Upfield to Schull, one of the alternates for the World Game team. Volchek with the disc, one of the stars of that World Games team for Germany. Schall, Meyerhofer. Back to Volchek. Churning through, but a little bit stagnant. Volchek throws and goes up line, but it's back across the middle. And a quick toss from Gross to Meyerhofer for the first Germany score, and it is a clean one.
Oh, yawn, ho hum, Germany's offense playing catch. That's what I felt like when they were out there. There wasn't any sort of excitement or craziness going on. They just said, we are going to take our time, be patient, play catch, find the easy goal after hitting both sides of the field. Wonderful offense from Germany. Boring offense is the best offense.
I think you have to play a lot or coach a lot in order to appreciate the boring offense, Chris.
Certainly, maybe not what we want to see in terms of highlights, but if I'm trying to design a team to win a world championship, that's the kind of offense that I want to see out of Germany for the rest of the day.
Absolutely. It looks like the first point of the game was a male matching point, and so we will alternate in the ABBA pattern. So now it is a 3 female matching player point as we see Germany put the pole up. Kat Pope with the disc. And it's Ben Bruin swinging all the way across the field. Back to Pope. Pope putting one up into the floaty space. And it is Lily Troutman with the D there for Germany.
Troutman, an experienced defender in the world, and shows why they're coming off the backside. Fantastic body control, weaving through the traffic to come in. Lovely block.
Wolf is going to pick up for Germany, one of the assist leaders for this team. Big blade, and it is Troutman falling over backwards for the score and the bookends and a break for Germany.
A power cut downfield by Konrad Schlar to get the offense started, and then a truss throw back shoulder that Troutman has to make an adjustment late for, and my goodness, does she deliver with bookends. Wow, what a catch.
It is from the sideline, just blading over to the other side. I thought she had initially misread that, but jumping up and going over backwards.
What a wild catch to get things going, and opening up with a clean hold and a quick break. It's exactly what Team Germany was hoping for in this game. They immediately go to their depth, playing their full roster already.
Yeah, no reason not to, but we'll have to see how Great Britain responds to this. I mean, if we see that they're going to try to stay with Germany, they have to stay early. These games are not very long. That pull going out of bounds.
We still have a bit of this marine layer that's blowing through, but now that the sun is actually pushing through that gloom, it's going to create this weird kind of glare that just exists out in the air. Hopefully it doesn't cause any sight problems for these players.
Yeah, Pope to Neve. Neve with the disc now. Squires floats one big back to the end zone, and it's Neve with the score. Beautiful, insightful throw there from Squires.
Really beautiful touch, and I love this motion from the GB offense right away off of the bricked pull. It was a clear set play where they had their full team downfield pushing and clearing space. Even the handler cleared out. They got the disc over to the high side of the field with the wind kind of right at their backs, and this is a gorgeous touch pass. I mean, it takes so much understanding of what the wind is going to do to the disc when it is high in the air like this to put it out into space and drop it into the pocket like that. Gorgeous throw.
Yeah, it also looked like Germany was trying to front a little bit, take away those undercuts, and Team GB took advantage, putting it out into that deep space. Really smart throw there from Squires. It was interesting talking to the GB team beforehand. I asked who their coach was, and they said they didn't have one here, but it is number 12, Ben Bruin, who's taken on a lot of the tactical mastermind. And I've never seen a team quite so excited to shout out and hype up all of the other team's teammates. I was a little bit inundated with facts about how many teammates, but it's certainly the enthusiasm they have for each other and this team and tournament was something that was special to behold, actually. Germany on offense, finding a dump in the middle of the field. Kunai to Fink, Nico Fink, longtime Germany national team player. Kunai stagnating a little bit, just willing to take those resets. Luder. Meyerhofer. It's just a little bit back and forth. They're not really gaining yards, Chris.
Yeah, it's really well done by the GB defense. And finally, Luder streaks downfield to create some space and gain some yards. That's mostly been the male matching players playing catch here.
Yeah, Meyerhofer going up line for the score. It's from Luder.
They intentionally made some space in this L shape. They put all of the cold cutters, the non-active cutters, off to the right side of the field and created a very large throwing lane on the left to middle side of the field. This kind of space is tough to guard over time. when you're one-on-one and you have to guard one cut or two cuts, you're probably going to be able to shut it down, and that's what GB was able to do early. After a longer, extended amount of time, though, Germany was able to take advantage of this great spacing that they made as an offensive unit.
Yeah, great patience there from Germany. We've seen that from them before, but all smiles there from Luder on the sideline. Germany up 3-1. This is the only mixed quarterfinal that's happening right now. Spain and Colombia will be playing in the next round, in our next round of coverage. So they'll see who they will find. The winner of this will face the winner of that game in the semifinal. Lisa Hawking walking the disc up. That trudge through the sand feels a little bit longer when all eyes are on you, that anticipation of starting offense. Ben Bruin on the sideline, slicing one up the far sideline straight away, but it is Lily Troutman with the D. Moving quickly the other direction. Wolf up to Troutman. Troutman all the way. End zone to end zone. Bookends and a break for Germany.
How do you stop Troutman? I don't even know. This was like, it was almost like they hucked it to her in both directions. Like, she just goes and wins this end zone, and then she says, oh, thank you very much. I'm going to go win this other end zone over here, and good luck, everybody. Hands on the heads. Call it bookends.
I think that's the second set of bookends she's had in this game, snatching the disc out of the sky there. And it was off to the races. Wolf putting that one in the perfect spot. Multiple people in pursuit, but that one was all Troutman.
I love the patience that Wolf shows here as well. Something different than what we had been seeing earlier this week, where some teams were throwing those hucks right away. They said, oh, my favorite receiver is open now. I need to throw this now. No, on beach, doesn't matter if you're as fresh as can be and as fast as you ever have been, you still need to take one extra breath and then let it go. Because you just have to account for that little extra bit of, digging out of the sand, and the later in the week it is, the deeper these sand pits actually get. So the slow pace of play might actually slow down.
Team GB back on offense. Laying out to save possession. It's Hawking. Back to Squires. Almost losing yards there. Kat Pope on the scoreboard. Female matching point, try to use all of their players, but stall count rises, putting it up into space, into the end zone, and it's laying out. And a turn for GB.
Hawking gave it everything she had, trailing edge attempt, and it pushes just out of reach.
A little bit too much gas on that fire, out beyond the receivers there.
I love Ian Tate's attempted block here, because when you're racing down the sideline like this, he's anticipating the exact same thing the thrower is anticipating. He has no idea that his guy has stopped, so he has to give everything he has, and he still makes sure that this is going out the sideline.
Yeah. Squires bringing it back in and throwing it right to the defense. Pull with the disc.
Fullison.
Floating into the end zone. Feet are in bounds. And it is Schlur with a goal for Germany to bring it up 5-1.
The female matching players on the German side put on a clinic of spacing and angles here, bouncing it inside, outside, all around, and then pushed it down the field to the fastest guy on their team, into Conrad Schlur. We're going to take a break. Back in a few.
And it's back in Germany's hands. The first throw from GB, a turnover. It looks like Wolf is going to pick up yet again for Germany. Two defenders, that defensive pressure from Laurel Piper causing a turn there, taking an injury after that layout. Holding her cheek in pain, but really excellent effort there from Piper to get GB back the disc.
Yeah, really textbook fundamentals on this layout. Got her body out into the lane. Really nicely done. Now, if I'm the GB offense, I'm going to acknowledge that Troutman is on the mark, which means she's on the field, and we might not want to throw it near her again.
It's going up the sideline, and that one is all the way down the pitch, away from Troutman, but not near any receiver from Great Britain. Alex Hiley there with the turnover. I think maybe playing a little bit of a field position game, not wanting to give Germany a short field.
Yeah, the suffocating reset defense from the German team gave no really good options, and so instead of giving them a short field turnover, takes the yardage. You certainly would prefer to throw a completion, but if you're going to throw a turnover, full yardage, definitely the best choice.
Yep. Troutman with the disc. Looks like a pick up field will stop movement and send the disc back.
God, I love this work from Schutz with the disc in hand. Leans to her right to get the mark just a little bit on one heel and then throws the around backhand.
Remy floating it up for Wolf. All the way across the field. Looking for Troutman, making a deep cut. Decides against it. Stall count rising, tries to put it up there. And in pursuit at the last moment, putting it up into the space where only Schutz could get it, and it is another German goal.
This German defensive unit is pouring it on at this point. It seems like they can do no wrong. Even on a point when they've made a mistake or two, they still get the disc back. High stall situation. No one's open. Toss it into the rectangle. Score a goal.
Yeah. Schutz there being the 23-year-old, having played for the U20 women for Germany, the U24 women, so really taking that youth international experience and bringing it to this game. You know, Chris, this game started, and I said it was hazy. And in the course of this first half of play, it has become quite bright.
Yeah, you know what? The weather has shifted hour to hour at this point, and we have, well, we're not in the official golden hour, but gosh, it kind of feels like it. Paradise has struck the beach right now, and this couldn't be a nicer situation or a better setting to have a quarterfinal matchup.
Absolutely. This is the round during the day where we've usually seen it heat up, the sand heating up. So the sun is shining, but I think not nearly as hot as we've seen in previous rounds this day. And those flags are going nicely in and what I would call a breeze, as opposed to a wind.
That hour of marine layer really kept it nice and cool straight through. So at this point, it's got to be all gas, no brakes from GB. They're already running low on time. That timeout hopefully gets them back centered into a space mentally where they say, we're here, we're together, let's go after it every single point. We have to compete here and now. They're not just going to give us the disc, right? We have to go take it from them. Obviously, we want to start with a clean hold, and then let's fire it up and get going on defense.
Yeah. So these two teams, Germany coached by Ruth Feidel, And Team Great Britain not having a coach, do you think that hurts them in situations like this when they might need a reset?
It's a really good question, Katie, and not being in on the huddle for Great Britain, they might have 2 or 3 players that are just, they are coaches themselves, and so they're present, they know the right thing to say.
Greer puts one up, chased down, but it is 81. Ian Tate for Great Britain to put them on the board out of that timeout call. Sorry, Charlie Butt with the throw.
Call the number of one of your top goal machines out of the timeout. Really nice down the high side of the field. Perfect angle, pace, nice little set play. This is exactly what I was talking about for GB. Just take it easy, punch in a goal, and now energy. All the fire you can muster to go try to take this disc away on the next possession to make this a game. You get to 6-3, this starts to feel like you have momentum to go after it in the second half. 6-4, 6-5, obviously, totally different game. It starts right here, right now. We must have this break here.
You heard it from Chris. GB needing the break. The 4 seed against the 3 seed, down 4 points. Putting the pull-up, fielded well by Germany. Up to Meyerhofer. Volchek. Content to swing across the field.
Diagnosing the defensive adjustment by GB, now forcing middle.
Volchek upfield to Scholl. Out to the side. Nico Fink. Back to Schall. Gross. Yasmin Gill coming from behind there. A foul, no contest. Disc is going to go back.
Called it on herself. Good sportsmanship.
Putting it out, floating it for Volchek. It's Schall to Volchek for a German hold. And taking them to halftime over Great Britain. It is a huge play and momentum swing. Great Britain trying to bring it back, but not able to stop the efficiency and patience of that German offense. And just another look at this. Scholl has the disc. And Volchek jukes her defender and putting it out into space. Textbook cutting there from Germany as they take half and we take a break before we come back with more quarterfinal action in the mixed division of the World Beach Ultimate Championships. Germany about to pull out of the second half of mixed division play at this quarterfinal matchup, landing in the hand of Great Britain, who have a hill to climb to get back into this game to try to punch their ticket to the semifinals. But Bruin putting it up into the air. Well fielded, but can they do this red zone offense? Back to Hawking. Hawken looking for a reset. Squires going upfield. Blade. And Squires trying to toe the end zone line. I feel that people will have opinions about that, but certainly effort on that upfield cut. He certainly dragged the line.
Yeah, drag the line, but very clearly, both feet are up in the air by the time he actually catches the disc. I think if they're going to go over here, they're going to look at the VR and take a look. We could just tell them that it's out the side here. Incredible effort, and the toes are dragging, but both feet are clearly in the air as the catch is made.
Yeah, I agree there. Toes coming up into the air.
Yeah, and certainly there is sand touching his feet, but that sand is also in the air. His feet are clearly not on the ground as he is laying out and making the effort here. Incredibly close play. Awesome effort. And we could slow this down, and we're going to see right at the moment of both feet are already out of bounds. Clap, catch. Well, you know what? Toes might be down, but it seems pretty clearly out the right side of the end zone.
Yeah, close there. Players have the benefit of watching that VAR, but with no game advisors, no one is there to make a ruling, so this still goes to the player, so they can see that and make their own designation. It looks like they are going to agree to disagree on whether that was in or out and send the disc back. It is going to go and be with Hawking. And it looks like Stahl is coming in on 6. Playing ultimate charades as that one high pops up, and it is now a turnover. Germany wastes no time in sending it the other direction, floating to the break side, well fielded. And it is a score for Germany. Affelrot with the eventual score and the excellent fielding from Wagner.
Wagner makes a really nice read on this disc. It hung up a little bit longer than the thrower intended. But you know what? There's acres of space out here, and she just takes her time to make sure she's under it and goes up high for the reception. Calm, collected, flips up into space with a little bit of extra nose-up angle so that it floats. Affelrot has plenty of time to go get it. Another goal here for the Germans. You know, Katie, when I was saying in the near the end of the first half, hey, if I'm GB, I need to go get it, go get a block. It's got to be now. Here's the moment. I wasn't really mentioning the fact that you've got to go do it on some of the world's best players, right? You're trying to take it away from some of the biggest superstars in the game right now. This German team is absolutely stacked. And so I love that they tried something different in a forced middle. They gave him another look. It's going to still have to be more than that, right? It's more than just a strategy adjustment. It's also an effort adjustment to go say, oh, we got to go make a play. So time for a hold. Let's keep this game close.
Swinging to the outside. Big backhand going up to the fore side. Great reception there from Charlie Butt, who puts it out wide. It looks like Amelia Durbin is not in. Back to Butt. Looking for that outside blade to the far side. And it is towed in by Durbin for a Great Britain hold.
I'd like to give some really thoughtful, insightful, what happened here. And this, sometimes though, you just can't teach height. Charlie Butt, just bigger, right? To the top shelf, up where only he's going to go get it. And against one of the best defenders in the world too. Really nicely done. But what I really do like though, after this catch, really good patience here, right? There's no perfectly open option the second time Butt gets the disc. Looking around left and right, you know what? I don't want to force this in, so he makes sure of it, right? Gets it sideline to sideline so that they can attack the red zone over on that cone. Nicely done.
Yeah, Alex Hiley there with several big throws, putting up the big backhand and eventually getting the assist in that point. Really making a mark with that high release backhand over the mark. And we'll see this D-line to see if they can actually stop Germany's offense. I think that we've seen a couple different looks from Great Britain, but not really anything that forced Germany outside of their own game. A really clean game so far from the German O-line as they mark it up the field. It is Luder looking for Fink, floating, and can he keep it in? He does. Oceans of space. It is a sideline to sideline, almost end zone throw, and Fink with the score for Germany.
It's tough to beat with throws like that. I mean, you could see it being teed up the whole way. Germany isolated this left side of the field as where they really wanted the flow to happen, where all of the big cutting motions were going to happen, and they made sure to get the disc over to the high side first so that they could then throw it into this left side of the field. And you can just see this cut developing from the beginning. Fink started in the backfield, and it was just a straight line cut all the way down the left side of the field. Delicate IO backhand, perfectly done.
I don't know that I have anything else to say other than I thought that the mark was maybe a little bit too flat from Great Britain because the flow beforehand had been going to the other side, and maybe with that forced middle, they just, weren't stopping that downfield movement quite strongly enough.
Yeah, and this is a couple times in a row that Germany's seen it, and so maybe they're ready for it, right? They're running their cuts expecting a forced middle, whereas if they weren't expecting it, maybe Fink is going down the right side of the field, and then that flick huck is actually quite hard. So, well done by the German team to diagnose the forced middle early.
Hawking not able to get it there, falling to the sand, giving Germany a short field. Norapol picking the disc up. And maybe out of bounds.
Yep, the awareness kicked in a little bit late there. Conrad Schlor realized he was out of bounds as soon as he looked down, but not before he made the catch.
And giving Great Britain a breath of life. Although well defended by Germany, not many options as it goes blading towards the sand on the other side.
This is one of these heart-wrenching moments when you're cutting downfield. You've made a few moves. Max Squires is like, oh, I actually have some steps here. This could work. But I'm in the sand, and every piece of effort that I give here isn't going to get me to this blading disc.
Yeah, great fakes from Germany, but elects to take the easy reset as they go all the way across the field. Now, Schlur. Wagner. Hammer over the top. Remy to Schlor for the Germany score.
Nice effort here from the GB side to make these contested catches. Just better execution the second time around out of the German team. They look very confident, very calm, collected. This is a march for this team towards their goal of moving on in this bracket, going through the semis. They want to win this tournament. They believe that they can beat Team USA in the finals. Obviously, they're going to have to get through a semifinal first, but this is a statement win in a quarterfinal matchup against a good GB team who came into this game expecting it would be closer.
Yeah, GB coming in ranked 4th in this tournament, and the way things fell out in the brackets, now they're in this really tough quarterfinal matchup against Germany. You can see their coach, Ruhl Feidel of Germany, who is just delighted so far with his team's play. He was so genial on the sideline and great to talk to, talking about their strategy and really using their whole team. And he told me he had to go set up the next drill. So really thinking several steps ahead was the German coaching staff. Great Britain, good to see Laurel Piper back on the field as they dish quickly up to the other sideline. Blade going up. It's intended for Amelia Durbin there. 2 defenders, I think, going to call an injury after that layout. Just it's not a sandwich I would want to be part of against those German defenders. I don't think any contact necessarily happening between players, just Durbin and the sand, but still a lot of effort and a really difficult read there. Hopefully we see her get back up soon after that deep cut. And it looks like Yasmin Gill is going to come in for Durbin. Germany just 3 points away from punching their ticket to the semifinal. If they do, they will meet the winner of Spain, Colombia. Spain winning Pool B. It's a big matchup for Colombia, but again, lots of World Games players on Colombia. That match is going to be coming up next in our coverage. But right now, it is just Germany. Volchek with the disc. Trying to find an outlet. Finally finds Wolf. Wolf unleashes to Volchek, who releases and gets there, but pulls up short, a little bit long for Levka.
This is just a moment of inches. Wolf takes his time, checks the downfield defender, makes sure that the male matching player comes in and doesn't actually poach, and he still needed one more moment. I mean, you're asking anyone to run that far in sand at full speed. It's a lot to ask.
Jamie Babette's picking up the disc. Harry Ogden, Sussex product, coached by one of our Ulti World team camera members, Felix. And that one is all Ogden, up and over the top for GB. Got to be a proud coach there. Raising his fist is Felix from the camera, proud of all their players. I feel that love as a coach anytime I see one of, as I call them, my babies make great plays, and this has just got to be one of them. Throwing the dump and then moving all the way up fields for this reception way down the field here. Maybe intended for a different player, but that was all Ogden.
Yeah, Ogden makes a really athletic play here. This is like right on the edge where you're wondering how are we doing with our body control, and you know what? Good. Right? There's some incidental contact there. I can't say the play was perfectly clean, but he did a really nice job to ensure that he's reaching out and over and rolling the weight of his body away from any additional contact. Not the cleanest way to punch in a goal for GB, but at 10-4, they're just going to take whatever they can get at this point.
And the German O-line back on the field. We've seen a lot of their defensive presence. Schall and Meyerhofer. Again in isolation, this one floating to the far side. The tall man makes a bid and makes the player miss.
First mistake from the Germany offense, I believe, right? This is our first turnover we've seen from them.
Not necessarily getting the D, but certainly making the receiver think about it. Gross will want that one back, but really excellent defensive effort from Charlie Budd. Alex Greer picking up over to Butt, the two stats leaders for GB. Erica Neve. Kat Pope holding the disc after a little bit of a tussle upfield. Butt and Gross having a little talk about a foul, no contest.
Yeah, it looked like Gross tried to take the space that Butt was about to cut into, got there a little bit late, called the foul, and no contest.
Going up and then down with the disc, Greer. Greer on the doorstep. looking for a clean cut. Looks like a pick called beforehand before it went to Butt. Should come back to Greer.
It's tough in this small of space if you are really trying to stack the entire team in the end zone here. It's hard to find space without causing a pick. So we've seen a lot of teams only isolate 1 or 2 players in the end zone at most.
Out to the side. Again, looking for a clean score out on the far side. Floating. And it looks like that one went to Neve, maybe intended for Greer, but either way, Great Britain scores to bring it 10-5 with their first break of the game.
Great point by Erica Neve, all over the field, getting receptions, helping this team move the disc laterally, and then finds herself torching her defender close to the end zone to catch a high one. We're still in a game here, 10-5. Stay with us. We'll be right back to Huntington Beach, California.
Well, the flags flying here in Huntington Beach in this second half of action and the trailing minutes as we watch German offense take on Great Britain. Germany up 10-5, but just giving up their first break of the game. This offensive line is back on the field with Meyerhoff to show. Pick upfield. Luder back to Volchek. More picks. Picks abound.
Seeing this line this time, Katie, as opposed to the last point, I'm realizing we missed that Germany went to their depth up 6, right? They didn't play this offensive unit. This is their offensive unit that's been playing. Oh, what a bid by Volchek, just too far off the fingertips.
Giving Great Britain another break attempt. A big flick going up, flying towards the end zone. Can it be reeled in? It's Ogden with the full field reception. Second break in a row, and life floods back into the Great Britain team.
Wow, what a shot. My goodness. Jamie Rabbits, where you been all game, man? That was a great shot. What a really nice angle on the release, but also the touch to keep it in the end zone. This is a long shot to throw on the forehand side. Looks off an open receiver on an in cut. Whenever that happens to me, Katie, I'm usually just air clapping a catch. Like, I'm hello, hi. But you know what? Love to see the reception. That's the break they needed. 2 in a row. Here we go. Let's go, GB.
I think he had to go up and get that disc, though, because if you give one more second to Nico Fink, I think Nico Fink is maybe going to make a play on that and make you look silly in the end zone. So really good focus there from Harry Ogden to be sure, going up early and really running full effort all the way to the end zone. That is 2 breaks in a row for Great Britain. We asked earlier if they needed a coach, but certainly not right now. They're feeling the vibes and energy as that pull floats for a long time, but ends up landing out of bounds. So we're going to see the trudge up to the brick line from Meyerhofer. Oh no, a little jog, a little pep in his step there. That's good. That's what you want to see from an O-line.
I wouldn't jog. I would be on the slowest walk of my life. It's just too far.
Yeah, well, time always being a factor here. Just over 2 minutes before we hit cap. That time cap being there as Volchek floats a blade to the far sideline. And across. Luder to Volchek. Kunai. Close. Kunai. Meyerhofer. So patient, but really tight defense all over the field. Not many options until Volchek finds Luder for the German hold.
Yeah, and the counter motion here coming across the face of the offense. You're cutting from the open side to the break side to catch something in the middle of the field. As that motion is happening, the thrower cuts up line, and the mark shifts just a little bit, whether they instinctually are doing it or they're hearing something about a strike. This leaves open a nice backhand. Delightful finish from the veterans. Easy goal. Clap catch.
Yeah, celebrating that one after the 3-point run from Great Britain. Germany is up 11-6, putting themselves within 2 points of ending this game and punching their ticket into the semifinals. A look there at Levka Volchek, who's maybe taking a couple of those offensive points off when Germany was up 6-1, but back on the field in that last point. Great Britain's offense back on the field, signaling readiness. Squires centering up. It's Kat Pope. With the break around. Neve. All the way to Squires. Wide open. Thinking a little bit about that spacing. On the sideline. Stepping on the sideline and out of bounds is Great Britain. Giving Germany back the disc. Schlor, Pole, Wagner, inside break with too much sauce on it, way out of reach of Troutman. It had looked good, but they're going to have to keep playing defense. I think that throw speaks for itself, Chris. It was just too much. Too much, yeah. Not for that receiver.
Wagner knows. Got one of the best receivers cutting into space wide open. Just wants it back. Cap has gone off. We're going to add one to Germany's score no matter what happens at the end of this point.
Big backhand, floating, falling, tipped many times. Neve was there, but not quite able to get the bobble. Playing a little field position and a little bit of gamesman awareness there by Germany, taking a timeout as this cap has gone on. And as they take a break in this end of this quarterfinal round, we're going to take a break and bring you some last point action when we return.
Oh, he's getting the crowd going. Leaving his feet. He gets it! Middle of the field. Sean McDougal says, give me that.
What a play there from the Atlanta Hustle as they go up one.
What a moment here in Minnesota.
Welcome back to our quarterfinal coverage in the mixed division of World Beach Ultimate Championships. Germany lead 11-6, all but having punched their ticket into the semifinal over Great Britain. We've hit cap, which means there's very little time left in this game for a Herculean effort from Great Britain.
Yeah, what's been a fairly clean game throughout just is starting to get a little sloppy. I don't know if this is a little bit of a tired leg situation, but first we have an overthrow, then we have a throw that's hung up a little bit, and then we have a timeout call. It's, this is what you might expect from the end of a game at nearly the end of end of a third day of play here. I was going to say end of a tournament. We're only halfway through here. And Germany has come out after a timeout in a side stack right with Great Britain forcing towards the stack.
Germany doing well in pole play, only falling to the U.S., but losing 13-6 to the Americans. Maybe needing a little bit more focus on that game, and maybe a little bit more focus here, trying to put this game away. Troutman goes up line, and with the fancy footwork, catches the disc in the air and then backwards into the goal for a Germany goal, putting them up 12-6. It'll be game 2-13.
One of my favorite quotes about scoring close to the end zone that stuck with me from the very beginning is something Ben Wiggins used to say a lot. It doesn't have to be pretty as long as it works. This one, not exactly the one you want to show your brand new recruit to the team on how to throw a forehand out of Conrad Schlor. Wobble, wobble, doesn't matter. Troutman's got great hands, jumps it into the end zone, takes us to the doorstep, 12-6. And boy, has this been the Troutman show or what?
It absolutely has. Lena, better known as Lily, is really making excellent grabs up and down the field and has been a big part of why Germany went up so early, getting two bookends, which the D and catching the score in the same point. Really an integral part of that defense's offense. As you can see, the jump in there to put Germany up 12-6 within 1 point of that semifinal berth. The winner will face the winner of Spain and Colombia, which is the next game to be up on our coverage. It is going to be a great matchup between two teams. We love bringing you the coverage of as many games as possible here from World Beach Ultimate Championships with UltiWorld. Thank you for joining us, for those of you here. As several of you, if you're watching from Europe, it must be very late at night, depending on your time zone, but wanting to watch your teammates and friends play. As we see Great Britain centering the disc to Greer. Greer puts it up immediately, out of the reach of Harry Ogden. They've connected a couple of times, but not on that iteration. It is Wolf who's going to pick up for Germany, and this possession could seal their berth.
That's the kind of huck that I like to call the anti-same third huck. It is effectively the hardest throw you could possibly be making, because it's also the hardest catch you could possibly be asking your receiver to make. Trailing backwards, trying to run away and look up and over their shoulder.
Schütz. Back to Wolf. Volleson. Back and forth, back and forth. The patient German possession goes on until they unleash. Wolf blocked by Ogden. He started in the handler space, but couldn't cement the win. Has to play defense again. Ogden giving it up for GB.
Gotta say, this guy Ogden, he's got some game, huh? He's making plays on both sides of the disc. Nice block. Couple of really spectacular goals. I mean, this is a solid game that he's put on film today.
Yeah, the 24-year-old out of the University of Sussex, having played for Clapham Ultimate.
It's just suffocating team defense out of Germany. No options whatsoever.
Pivoting and faking. Shoots. Back to Schall. Looking for the reset to Wolf. Out of his hands, tightly defended.
Second block for Ogden.
Amelia Durbin about to pick up. Good to see her back on the field. Pick is going to send this one back. As we go, keep going, keep going. Players resetting, trying to get into the correct position. Ogden having tried to go deep. But this time, Greer going deep, electing to take the reset. Hiley. Good reception there by Gill. Gill puts it up, out, and for Harry Ogden, who scores yet again for Great Britain, his third of the game, second in a row for Great Britain.
Boy, Harry Ogden's show here a little bit. Gets a couple blocks and the goal. Gotta love a +3 on a point. I mean, you'd rather you just score the first time around, right? But if you've got to, help your team out, why not go get it back twice and then score the goal?
Gill making him run for that one, but it still counts the same, bringing them one closer. But Germany still just 1 point away. It would have to be 6 in a row that Great Britain would have to score in order to make a comeback in this game.
Yeah, 6 in a row sounds like a lot of heart. And when you're in these moments, in these international games, every point that you're playing, whether it's 0-0 or it's 12-7, if you're giving your heart to your team, you're going to create memories that are going to last a lifetime. So if I'm on this GB line or even on the sideline, I'm talking to my teammates, I'm imploring them to treat it as 0-0. Let's go get one right now.
1 point at a time. And 1 point for all time for Germany. All they need is one. As this long pole getting fielded back into the brick mark. It's like Meyerhofer.
Horizontal stack downfield from Germany. They've been running kind of a clear out play most of the game. This time they just isolate Fink on the near side.
Kochniski on the doorstep. Meyerhofer makes a good upline fake, gets it back in the middle. Kunai at the front. But it's going to go back to Gross. Fink. Kunai. Patient is Koźnicki. Music ramping up, tension ramping up. The sideline is waiting. Fink floats to Meyerhofer, and it cements Germany's place in the semifinal. Their win over Great Britain, 13-7.
Hats off to the GB defense here at the end. They gave up a bunch of yards early in this possession, but then they had a really nice stand by the end zone, refusing to let them score easy. It took an extra couple passes, but just as we saw on the first point of the game, the methodical German offense bounced back and forth and found the end zone to their center handler, Meyerhofer, who had a fantastic game and has been a linchpin for this team all week. Expect to see him being an important key if this team is going to go on in the bracket, past the semis. That was quite a game, Katie. That was a deep game.
It was a deep game. I'm very impressed. I think we talked about it at some point in the broadcast about how Germany sometimes has let games get away from them earlier, losing a little bit of focus. And we saw that maybe small wobble on the Herculean effort on the back of Harry Ogden of Great Britain, where they scored 3 in a row. But it wasn't quite enough. But I think Germany finally turned it back around, really cementing their space in this semifinal position.
And you know what? This was the game was almost done at the very beginning. And that's thanks to our player of the game, Lily Troutman, who's going to join us down on the mic. Lily, what a game. You started off on fire. 2 bookends to get this going, set the tone. How are you feeling?
Good, amazing. It's great to have won this game and be able to play in the semis.
Yeah, looking forward, the teams behind you warming up, Spain and Colombia. Are you looking to watch this match to scout the next games?
Probably not the whole team, but I assume at least our coaches, maybe some of us. I think most important will be to get in the shade, drink something, eat something, relax, and then if we have energy left, we'll watch the game. But, I mean, it's streamed, so we can also watch it from home, so we'll see.
And that's a wonderful shout out. Thanks so much. You had an incredible match today. 3 goals, 3 blocks, helping Germany move on to the semifinals. Thanks for being here. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, great quarterfinal action in the mixed division. It was a European matchup, in this case, Germany coming out on top of Great Britain.
And it was a full team effort from this German team. They immediately went to their depth, and they got production across the board, highlighted by Lily Troutman. What a game for them. This feels a little bit like destiny, Katie. After seeing them yesterday, we saw a powerhouse team that's willing to compete all the way deep into the tournament.
I'm Katie Killebrew here with Chris Mazer, and our whole team at Ultiworld has been excited to bring you this quarterfinal action. But don't go anywhere. The other quarterfinal matchup is coming up next. Stay tuned here with us at Ultiworld at World Beach Ultimate Championships.